Alright, so I've got a set of Sram Force AXS dub cranks that I'm going to install on the Specialized Project Tarmac SL7. So here they are in the box, and let's get this guy started. To start things off, we are going to take the pedals and the cranks off that are currently on there now. Nothing too crazy here, but so we'll get that started by undoing the bolt in the center here to pull the cranks, but prior to that, like I said, let's get the pedals off as well. Now, because we are installing the standard force crank, we're going to keep an eye on the stock spacer that came with this here. So as we can see, we have one, so just keep that in mind as we pull this guy off on the other side. Now, if you are going to change your bottom bracket, now would be the time to do it, which would essentially just be unscrew and put back in. Nothing too crazy here, but what we're going to do from now on is pull the chainrings off. So as we can see, the chainrings are still good, so using a Torx T30 right here, we're going to take off these 4 bolts and remove the chainrings. From here, we are going to put on the chainring spider here. So this guy will, you can see how it lines up. There's a nice little dent there in the spider mount itself. So that'll sit flush with the crank arm such as that. And then we're going to mount that using the little bolts, the little, I think they're T10s or T15s that go in there. And now that the spider's on, we are going to mount the chainrings. Just the same as doing what we just did backwards. Now it's important on the non-drive side here, we have this spindle that is, we have this spacer that's attached to the arm here. We can move that around, as you can see, loosen that off, and make room so that we can put the other spacer on the other side just like prior. Here we go, we have the same spacers before, throwing that on, and now we're ready for the crank arm. Now that we have the crank arm nice and tight, we're going to go back to the other side and use that spindle spacer to just take out any slack. There shouldn't be a ton, but there will be a little bit. Alright, so the pedal spindle spacer has been snugged up and tightened down, and we are ready to put the pedals back on using the supplied spacers. Alright, so that is it. We've got Operation Force swap over from Rival done, utilizing the old Rival chainrings. Done deal. Thanks guys. Any questions, leave them below.